Guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast. Week number 16 in the NFL is here, and our Bills just played probably one of the best 2 week stretches of the season against the Bengals and then the Patriots. And now we are on to Cleveland. Again, 1-0 this week, week 16. And the Bills right now are sitting as an 11-point favorite going into the dog pound. So, feels like a nice little breather before we get to potentially a difficult game against Philly, which I was talking to Sean before we logged on to this. I don't actually know how difficult that game against Philly is going to be anymore because I will explain when we get into it. But with that, welcome to the show, guys. As always, I'm Mike, joined by Mr. Pulley B, Mr. Sean O'Neill, and Mr. T. Reese. And fellas, how are we feeling after these last 2 weeks of watching our Buffalo Bills?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think I may have to quit smoking at the end of this season. I'm smoking way too much during Bills games. Way too much. Paulie, you have a reprieve because your home games you can't smoke during the game. But at home, my cigarettes, I go through a pack like watching a game.
Not entirely true.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Paulie. We're on the internet, so let's not incriminate yourself.
Well,
Right.
hopefully,
The internet never forgets.
hopefully this week will give you a reprieve from having to smoke so much.
Well, I'm more worried about the fact that Dion's been sick for 2 days, and he's going to be primarily blocking Myles Garrett. That's what my concern is.
Reese. I'm not gonna let you get away with that.
No,
Not this time.
okay.
No, seriously. I got 4 words for you and a question mark.
Okay.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, absolutely.
Come on. I mean, with the ups and downs of this season, this is the season that we used to dream about. Think about it. It really is. I mean, yeah, we got 3 games left, and we're still alive for a bunch of things. Maybe not. Who cares? It's been a fucking fun season. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with Paulie. The season's been a blast, and yeah, it's had its ups and its downs, and some games that they should have won. And I think when it's all said and done, the Bills are very likely going to be the 5 seed, and I gladly will take a matchup with Pittsburgh all day long, all day long. So I mean, and like it doesn't. It honestly, the way it's shaping out, it isn't shaping out like it couldn't shape out any better because it's very likely that Houston is going to be the 6 or the 7, which means Houston's going to go and pummel New England, and then Houston's going to probably pummel Denver, and then they'll come here after we beat Jacksonville and the Steelers.
I don't know about they'll pummel Denver.
Oh, they'll definitely pummel the Patriots. They'll definitely pummel the Patriots.
There's a good chance that would happen, but Denver's not a bad. They got a good defense to equalize their defense. It's about whose offense is better in that one. And
But
both of
I
them,
mean,
Houston's
better
offense
better quarterback in Houston.
Well, I'm saying, but neither one of their offenses impress you.
Either way, there's a very strong likelihood we could get an AFC Championship game here against the Texans.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. They're the only team that really scares me out of the bunch.
Yeah.
Only because they did beat us, but I don't think I don't see this team losing to a team twice in the same season. I really don't.
But also, I said I think on the previous podcast that I take Houston and our stadium in the snow any day, just for the simple fact that it'll slow down their pass rush tremendously. Having that, our run game would destroy their run game, so that's where the difference would be. We needed to be a snowy game because their defense would not be able to do what they do.
And what's his face? Stroud cannot do what Josh.
Absolutely.
In the snow.
Yeah, I mean the way it looks right now, they would put the Bills are obviously the 6, so they would be going to Jacksonville if things ended today. But there's obviously a ton left to play here, right? Like Jacksonville still got a game against Denver. I believe Denver still got a game against the Chargers as well. So there's going to be some games that will be dropped by some of these teams. So it's very likely, given the way things go, that the Bills will finish as the 5, the Chargers probably as the 6 or the 7, and Houston is the other one. There's not much to say about this Cleveland game, though. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is terrible. And I mean, it was on full display last week when Chicago beat them by 35 points. 35-3. He had one of the worst. What was they attempted to go for what was it, a touchdown, and like it was one of the most scrutinized idiotic plays like in league history. Like the way he attempted to like lateral the ball to somebody or something like that, and Chicago ran it back for a touchdown or some nonsense. Like it was completely ridiculous. So he doesn't even deserve to be on an NFL field. Cleveland's a joke.
What happened to Dylan Gabriel there? Did they just bench him?
No, he was injured, wasn't
He's also ineffective.
he? Yeah.
I mean, he's not the answer for them. That's for sure. And I don't know about Shador. He could he mature into a starting NFL quarterback? Maybe. It's hard to judge a rookie. If we judged every rookie that we've ever seen, Josh Allen wouldn't be
Shador
Yeah,
kind of
like I
feels like,
said, don't forget he got thrown in cold.
here. Yeah.
yeah.
You mean Shador did? Yeah.
Well, and that
So
offense is completely anemic. I mean, there's no weapons on that offense at all.
Yeah, no, Jerry Judy's a bum.
So what's the deal
I'd
with
rather
the
have Judy than
what's the deal with our kicker then?
Well, they picked up
Hunter.
Go ahead.
No,
Whoever.
Prater's not playing, right? They ruled him out. Who did they
Yeah.
sign?
Bagley.
Where did he come from?
Let me think. He played in
Denver.
Indy.
Denver.
I think he
Indy
played.
or
I don't know
Denver?
about there. I know he played in Indy. Where did he play at last year? Was it Detroit?
That sounds right.
He's been around for a little while, and like I said, we're on to our third kicker. I don't even care
Well,
anymore.
don't forget we do have a kicker that kicked in the preseason for us already on the squad.
Do
Yeah. Do you
was
trust? I mean,
Prater?
do you trust him in the playoffs though? Like a kicker that's been on the practice squad?
No, I mean, but I trust him for one game, and going for two most of the time, and until we're up comfortably,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not going for field goals. I mean,
Prater's
they
injury is not
didn't.
long term.
Yeah, they said it wasn't long term. They just ruled him out for this game.
Was he another injury practice or practice injury? Sorry.
Raider?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Uh,
I believe
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe it was a practice injury.
Just continuing that trend of ridiculousness this year of everybody getting injured in practice. I mean, the punter now too.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I don't know what's going on. Get that turf out of that practice facility.
You think that's what it is?
Could be.
Quad though?
Huh?
A quad injury on the turf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. They're kickers. Their
It's
legs.
a lot of speculation. I mean, that's a lot of speculation, and typically we don't hear about these things or what really how these injuries were caused until after the season's over.
But you got a lot of
And
knee, hamstrings, and ankles.
mhm.
That's all lower body.
Oh, I'm not discounting the fact that there's an issue. I'm just saying, well, we don't know for sure if it's turf related or what. Obviously, the new stadium's going to fix that if it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think getting to our opponent a little bit, I think really the only thing to your point earlier, Reese, was that Myles Garrett is closing in on the sack record. So, they're going to
Yeah.
make every attempt with which to get him that record. I have no doubt he'll break it before the end of the season. I think he's only like 2 or 3 away. So,
Well, and that's what I'm talking in terms of if Dion doesn't play. I'm concerned that with his illness, and you know how McD is when it comes to this type of stuff. He's really on the cautious side. But I'm hoping he practices at least, at least they give him something. Maybe if he practices on Saturday, I don't know. But he needs to be out there playing against Myles Garrett. Because don't forget, I mean, Myles Garrett can ruin an entire game.
I know he almost came here.
Mm.
He did want to play for a contender. That's why he re-signed with Cleveland.
That's right. That's why I don't understand all this save Miles Garrett nonsense. It's like he asked to go back. He
Yep.
had a ticket to get out of there, and he chose to go
Well,
with the
they gave him 40 million reasons why.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
They threw a boatload of gas at him.
yeah.
literally dropped a dump truck in front of his house filled with money.
Yep.
And it's just wasted money for them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so up against the cap, it's outrageous, and they will be for years because of that Deshaun Watson contract.
That's right. That's right. All guaranteed.
Is Watson even on them
So
anymore, or did they cut him?
Nope, he's injured. But he's been showing up to practice. He's been at the facility.
He is
He's
on the
been,
roster.
you know, yeah.
so looking at the schedule, obviously going ahead after this, we have the Eagles and then the Jets. And, looking at the schedules of the other teams that are left, Houston's got a real easy run here to kind of finish out the season. So it's very likely they could win their next couple of, 3 games here to get themselves to 12 wins. So it does seem like the Bills have something to play for, right, for these next 3 games. And one of the things that is interesting to me, Sean and I were talking about this before you guys got on. Looking at the way the NFC playoffs are set up right now, there's pretty much mathematically no chance the Eagles can get the 1 seed because of all of the teams that are ahead of them right now. San Francisco's got 10 wins. The Seattle Seahawks have 12. The Rams have 11, and the Eagles only have 9. So they would need all of these teams to lose out, and a bunch of these teams still play each other. So it's pretty much mathematically impossible for the Eagles to get the 1 seed. So my question is, they're probably very likely locked into that 3 spot right now. Maybe they could get the 2. But with that being said, do you really think they give it their all next week when they play the Bills?
It's a sense of pride. I think they will.
I mean,
I
they
think
may
Yeah, I
rest.
mean, yeah, there could be some players taking a break, since they're not going to get that bye. They may want to manufacture a bye, and the game against the Bills is not going to mean really much towards their standing. Um,
I mean, we
I
certainly
don't know though.
needed
I
more,
wouldn't take
right?
that. I definitely wouldn't take that for granted. And there's no need to overlook any opponent, even the Browns. But the bottom line is we need to win these last 3 games.
Yeah,
Every game's a playoff game.
yeah, it pretty much locks it in. And there is some obviously some real fluky situations that could still occur that could very well get us into a home playoff game, right? Like, I mean, it all comes down to this Sunday night for one thing. I mean, if the Ravens can find a way to do it against the Patriots, then you just need the Patriots to drop one of those games against the Jets or the Dolphins. And if you win out, you're the 2 seed, maybe even the
Yeah,
1 seed, depending on how it goes.
yeah. Listen, I mean, we lost to the Dolphins.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets are a plucky team. They got Tyrod over there, and he don't like losing, even though he's done it a lot. The guy constantly keeps his teams into games. He was like that when he was with us. We were constantly in games. It was not like we were getting blown out when we were losing. You know, he broke the playoff drought, technically. So, I mean, I wouldn't count the Jets out against New England, and I certainly wouldn't rule out a loss against the Dolphins. I mean, it is the NFL.
Can you imagine Patriots fans' psyche if they do lose the division to us?
That it would almost be like last week's game where they were up 21-0, and all of a sudden the Bills came back and stormed back and took the game. We could do the same thing with the division. That's not out of the question. And while it is unlikely, I will give it that. The odds aren't in our favor, but who said the odds were in our favor when we were down 24-7?
Right.
The
And
odds weren't in our favor then either.
yeah, and I mean, you're absolutely right. Anything can happen. And, looking and a lot has been said about the Patriots schedule this year, right? And that's what kind of has gotten them to, the favorable record that they have. But I gotta be honest with you, you obviously look at the tomato cans that they've beaten. over the season here. And if they lose to Baltimore, who, let's be honest, Baltimore has not looked good this year at all. Baltimore has been a mess. There's been a lot going on with Lamar. Dude's been missing practice every week, either through injury or through being sick or for personal reasons. And they've just been an absolute mess. And, we've been talking about it on this channel where we kind of think that he might have quit on his team like halfway through the season. So there's a lot going on with that team. But the point of this is if the Ravens beat them and beat them comfortably, are the Patriots even like really a good team? Or is it just circumstance that got them to where they are? Because they will have not beaten one team with a winning record if,
Well, one.
you know,
They did beat
us,
us.
other than the Bills, other than
Yeah.
that splitting with the Bills, they will have not beaten one team with a winning record all season.
Yeah.
So are they really a good team?
I don't know if it's 100% circumstance. I think it's probably maybe 70. I mean, most of the time when they're in those games, they have the better quarterback in the game, and that's where their advantage is. So, I mean, and he's proven that he's handled his business. Like that's what you need a young quarterback to do is handle his business, and that's what he's done. That's why he's getting all this credit, is that he's not throwing up all over himself. They've went on a 10-game winning streak. I mean,
Well, they were, yeah, they were, but I mean, I don't know. I think just looking at it, like looking at the field of teams that are in the playoffs right now, other than the Chargers, I think the Patriots get blown out by everybody else.
mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of the pay, just want to take a moment to speak. I got a question for you three. Actually, I know I haven't been on the last couple of weeks, but let's talk about Drake May real quick. Do we think he's the real deal, or do we think he's going to be kind of like a Stroud, where he's just kind of like hangs on, and or even a Lawrence has a good year every once in a while, but just for the most part, middle of the pack, not a top tier quarterback. What do you guys think? Do you think he's? I mean, you've seen him play what 4 games now against us, and he's beaten us once, twice maybe. Did he beat us once last year? I can't remember.
No,
Um, we swept the
Because
pass.
I don't think he played the first game.
no, he didn't play the second game against us last year because they played their third string or whatever, and we still lost that game because of nonsense. We were sitting everybody in that last week of the season. But um, I guess I'll go first, then we can kind of just pass it around. I think he's a victim of circumstance again because he's got a great coach and he's got the type of team around him right now that is really kind of helping him, develop into something. Now, the Patriots are going to have a couple of things both help them and hurt them next year, right? Like they are going to have to play a first place schedule next year. So that is going to be much more difficult for them. But they have the most cap space available in the entire league. And they're going to be trying to do the same thing that the Bills should be trying to do in the offseason, and that's go out and get as much help for their offense as they can. So I would not be surprised if, Brown from the Eagles ends up as a Patriot next year or something else like that. Some other big name type wide receiver ends up on New England next year and watch them be because their weapons aren't that much better than ours, right? Like they're really not, So if you give him better weapons, yeah, I think they can be very good. Do I think he's better than Josh Allen? No, I would still say he's probably the fifth or sixth best quarterback in the conference.
Well, don't forget too now that let's not go so fast with this Patriot thing because don't forget AJ Brown won it out of Tennessee. So who knows? For all we know, he may not even want to go play for Vrabel. He already did once. He won it out. So who knows? So it's possible that he may not want to go there. And a lot of people are saying it's going to be the Bills that gets him.
It could be. I mean, it could be, dude. It could be anybody. It could be Justin Jefferson.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like like is he going to want to stay in Minnesota if they decide to stick with JJ McCarthy? I mean, Justin Jefferson's been the biggest fantasy bust this year. Trust me, I know. I took him in like 3 leagues, and he's been a bust in every single game. So you can't imagine a guy like him wants to stay there if they're gonna, completely rebuild and retool again. So there's plenty of guys out there that could be on the move.
Oh, I think you're going to see a lot of trading this offseason. I think it's going to be probably the most trades you'll see in an offseason in years. This season coming up. because there's going to be a lot of teams dumping off players for that 2027 draft. Because the 2027 draft is where all the quarterbacks are going to be coming out. You're going to see a lot of players and people trying to empty out their salary caps just so they can make space and start bringing in players if they can get one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, like Joe Burrow to the Rams.
Yeah, well, first of all,
you laugh, but I think Burrow is going to he's going to go to a different team, and he's going to flourish with that team.
We were joking about that, but you're right.
It's possible.
That he's going to do some damage, especially if he goes to the NFC. I mean, seriously, who are the best quarterbacks in the NFC?
Well, also don't forget now, the Chargers could want to swap with Herbert to Cincinnati for Burrow to the Chargers. You can see that.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, but like I said, I think there's quite a few NFC teams that need a quarterback, and I mean that conference compared to the AFC at that position is just there's no competition at all. All the top tier quarterbacks are in the AFC.
I mean, if the Rams win the whole thing this year, I would put my money on Matthew Stafford retiring. And the Rams are a top-notch organization, so I have no doubt they will make a play for Burrow if and when Stafford leaves.
Yeah,
that's what I'm expecting.
Well, I mean, the Rams are the Eagles of the NFC West. I mean, they do whatever they got to do to get what they want, and they've done it over their years, over and over again. And that's why they have their lulls and since they've been in the league. But for the majority of the modern football era, these guys are always in contention, and they get what they want to get when they want it, and they don't waste it. They don't worry about draft picks. They don't worry about all the other nonsense. We're trying to win. And that's why I need us. We're going to probably have to go in that mode in this off season. They got to do something to help out our team. I just kind of wish we would lean towards that a little more in this next coming off season.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting you say that though, because I agree with you. The better quarterbacks are mostly in the AFC, but the better teams are in the NFC. By a considerable margin. 2 through 53 is way better in the NFC than it is in the AFC. Come on. It's not even close. Not even close.
Okay, but let me give you some pushback. Why do we always get away with that? Why do we always have a chance against any team we play against?
Because we have Josh Allen.
Simple. So
you're missing my point though. My point is
let me finish. There's no competition over there. That entire conference is trash. The entire conference. So if you're going to say you're the best out of a pile of trash, hey,
I wouldn't go that. I would not go that far. I think the Bills would have just as hard a time in the NFC as they would in the AFC with some of the top of the conference.
Not in a million years. Not in a million years. Nope. They would not have. I think they'd have a better record in NFC.
Oh, I disagree with you.
Who?
I think I disagree too.
Who?
I actually agree with Reese on this one.
All of the teams at the top of the
Rams in it that they would not be the number one team in.
The Rams. You telling me if you had to play the Rams, the Seahawks, the Packers when they're healthy, and even San Francisco regularly?
Yep.
You would win all of those games? Because I don't think so.
I think we can outscore all those teams.
Yeah.
Sure.
The 49ers, you can count on not having a roster every time they play you. Seattle's a drop in the bucket. Let's be honest, okay? Seattle's a drop in the bucket.
I mean, this is a flash. Yeah, this is a flash in the pan season for Seattle.
Their defense was exposed yesterday. They couldn't stop nothing, and they got away with a weird call at the end of the game to win it. So let's be honest here. Seattle's defense is not scary. Do they scare anybody in this panel right now?
Seattle's got a good defense.
Does Seattle scare you against the Bills?
Seattle's offense doesn't scare me, but Seattle's defense.
I'm asking you, Sean. Do they scare you as a team against the Bills?
I mean, it's like anything else, though, right? Nothing scares me except for what the Bills are going to do themselves, right? Because, you're right. If Josh Allen puts on the cape, we can beat anybody. The problem is, though, it's the roster. Right? And that was my point. My point is the roster. I said, and I agree with you, all of the best quarterbacks are in the AFC. I think of the top six quarterbacks in the league, five of them are in the AFC. Stafford's going to win the MVP, but I mean, we've all, as much as we hate Mahomes, he's great, and Lamar's having a down year. Josh Allen's incredible. Drake May is on the rise. Herbert, everyone considers to be pretty damn good. So there's a lot of good quarterback. Burrow, obviously, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC.
Josh Allen has smoked every team in the NFC. Every team 10 times over.
Except Atlanta.
Except Atlanta.
I don't count the Atlanta one. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
They're the wonkiest team in the league.
Yeah. But there's no better quarterback. I mean, there's no better quarterback other than Stafford being on the same level as Josh. And even then, I think Josh is better than Stafford.
Stafford's the best.
Josh over Stafford any day.
Stafford, and they're giving Stafford all this credit for being surrounded by a bunch of superstars.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Josh is doing it with nothing. And he's still on par with Stafford as far as stats.
Well, I mean, the award is a popularity contest. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like it's not about that, because if the award were actually most valuable to your team, it would go to Josh most years, right? Or it would go to Mahomes most years, right? Because you take those two players off of those teams and they're 3-win teams. You know what I mean?
I would say borderline playoff. I think I don't think three. I think 3 wins is a little drastic.
I think the Bills roster. I think if you had our backup quarterback, whichever one, pick anybody you want, any journeyman quarterback, you put him with this Bills roster, because Josh helps James Cook be better too. I don't think the Bills could even win 6 games without Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen affords you 6 or 7 or 8 wins easy.
I think they'd be a bubble team. They'd be an in the hunt team. It would just be like just a drought team.
You can say the same thing about Cincinnati. You can say the same thing about KC. You can say the same thing about Baltimore. Every time those teams have their quarterbacks, they look like trash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Allen should always be in the MVP conversation if it's truly most valuable to your team player, right? Like Josh is by far the most valuable player in the league to his team.
Well, I mean,
because without him, this team would be a dumpster fire.
I mean, but based off of your metrics there, as much as I hate to say it, so is Lamar.
True.
Without Lamar, they have nothing.
Yeah, look at them. I mean, their defense is hit or miss, but so is ours.
Same thing with Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, their offense.
We saw that in play this year with Cincinnati.
So I mean, honestly, the question was, would the Bills have a better? I think they have I would not worry about that. They probably would be in the Super Bowl every year if they were in the NFC. I would know Mahomes having to go against every playoffs. Yeah. Think about it. If they were in the NFC, he doesn't see Mahomes ever. Is there any quarterback you're scared of over there that would beat Josh in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, and that's, again, it's a question of circumstance. I mean, we could say that during the drought years, if we were playing in the AFC North, we would have made the playoffs a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But we were stuck in a division with Tom Brady.
Yep. So I would absolutely say that the Bills would be better off in the NFC. They would have been. We probably would have had 2 Super Bowls by now.
You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
it takes us back though.
We should have had it at the 13 seconds year.
Yeah.
We should have also had it on that illegal lateral play that happened on a kickoff in the playoffs in 1999.
Yeah,
we had a Super Bowl there too.
That's true.
But the one thing though about this year especially, I mean, you got to do it this year. I mean, to that point about all of those quarterbacks, none of them are going to be in the postseason this year. None of them. You don't have to go through Mahomes or Burrow or probably Lamar. They're like, I mean, I see all of the talking heads all saying which teams are like Super Bowl or bust this year, which teams have to do it. I mean, the Bills are at the top of every one of those lists. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got like you. It really is Super Bowl or bust for this team this year. But you are never going to have an easier look at getting to the Super Bowl than you do this year.
Yeah. Even on the road. Even on
Yeah,
the
even
road.
on the road. Even on
Yeah.
the road.
I mean,
Absolutely. And also, don't forget now with the way the seasons had gone with Josh, he probably would have more MVPs. Honestly, he would have more MVPs than what he has right now. Because then you would have him in the NFC, you would have Mahomes in the AFC, and it would be them head to head.
I mean, I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole. I mean, if he continually had Joe Brady and Ken Dorsey as his coordinator, I don't know if he would actually have that many MVPs. Let's be honest with you. Those guys, they can't coach their way out of a paper bag. If he had if he had Sean McVay as his coach, yeah, he'd be an MVP 6 years in a row.
Yeah, but you're talking about a head coach to an OC position. So I agree with
I'm just saying, like if
Josh
you
had
if
to say this, he'd probably be. We probably won every one of these years that Josh had been in the league. We probably would have won a majority of these Super Bowls.
yeah, if we had an offensive minded head coach, yeah, absolutely, or like any one of these guys, we would have won probably 4 Super Bowls by
Yeah,
now.
but don't forget, Mike. The thing is, it's never the offense is the issue in the playoffs. It's only the defense is always the issue in the playoffs. So the offense I wasn't worried about, regardless who was running the offense, because Josh was scoring points regardless. It's the defense that seems to let him down.
And that's your boy who's supposed to be a defensive head coach here, who has let us down consistently in the postseason. Just it's like you've been saying for weeks, Reese. Just get 2 stops.
Yep, 2-3 stops, we'll win every game.
2 or 3 stops, we'll win every game.
2-3 stops every game, and we win.
The Bills defense.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Bills defense is all set for this year because they did sign Judon.
I'm not talking. Well, no. I want this to be a positive place. I want this to be a positive place, and I really don't want to trash the Bills.
Let's give a bit of context for the fans.
That's my one point.
Let's give a bit of context for the fans here. The Buffalo Bills, I guess, reportedly are going to be signing Matthew Judon.
Practice squad, right?
I have no idea what it is. And our guy Paulie down there, the old big lovable Paulie, cannot stand Matthew Judon.
Oh no, with the passion.
Paulie B, you now have the floor.
4 words again. Matt Judon is a bitch. I don't even know. That's 5 words, I think, including his last name. I would say that to his face. I would honestly say that to his face. Matt Judon, you are a bitch.
He's only going to practice squad, right?
Good. I would prefer that you never put that helmet on. That being said, if you do get a chance, prove me the fuck wrong and step up and actually live up to your fucking potential. You fucking bitch.
What is he a lineman? What's his actual position?
Defensive end.
Defensive end.
Defensive end, outside linebacker.
His position is bitch.
Defensive bitch. That's what his position is.
So did they
What?
You going to the Philly game?
No, I sold my tickets in protest.
Did they? So the serious question though, did they sign him because they're worried about Oliver?
No, Oliver just plays inside. He plays DT. They don't have no defensive ends. That's their problem. Both is playing injured. I mean, you're not getting much out of Russo, obviously. That was his best game, by the way, according to metrics.
Well, yeah, let's spend a minute talking about your boy, Reese.
Who's that?
Hashtag Gregory for life.
Like, if you got to celebrate him, congratulate him for that game, where are we right now? Where are we? What was memorable about him?
I'm going to get you a Gregory Russo jersey for Christmas.
I mean, what was memorable about Gregory Rousseau in that game? By metrics, he had a good game. But let's be honest. Against what? What are we measuring against with him?
He was on the winning team.
He gets 2 more tackles in this game than he did last game. Whoa, it's his best game of the year. Yeah, listen, he's been the biggest waste of space on that defensive line on top of Jordan Phillips. Let's be honest. And I get it. We pay him $20 million. It's not the top rate dollar amount for any defensive end in the league. It's kind of middle tier. But still, you're paying for some sort of production, right? As a defensive end. Nobody pays a defensive end just to stop the run. This guy comes off the line too high. He's not zero aggression from him. I don't know. Like, it's like he's not learning anything. He looks like the same Greg Rousseau from 3 seasons ago. And there's been no changes.
The contract is way too much, and the contract definitely bothers me a little bit. And I mean, I really
contract
wish
is middle tier. You know that, right?
No, but that's the problem is we have way too many contracts like that on our defense. That's the problem. That's why we can't afford to go out and sign, a crazy ass player on the offensive side of the ball because we can't afford it, you know? So, but I want to get back to the game a little bit before we kind of go around the league here and wrap this up.
I got one more question for Paulie. One more.
Go ahead.
Paulie. He's now your bitch, and you will be celebrating him when he plays against the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Mike.
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to let you get away with that. Mike, continue.
So right now the Bills are 11-point favorites, and the line is 41.5. Looks like there's going to be no weather in Cleveland, just a little wind, but no precipitation. The game is Sunday at 1 o'clock, so it's a daytime regular CBS game. We'll probably get your boy Ian Eagle. So Ian Eagle.
Ian.
So
pretentious douche.
So how do you feel about
You're not going to get Catalano?
Yeah. How do you feel about the betting line and the total?
It said 47 and a half?
41 and a half and 11. It is the second highest line of the weekend.
Listen, the over-unders with the spread, I don't like that at all. I don't like the 11. I really don't. I could probably see us. 10 would be good for me. I think
Chicago did just beat them by 30.
I get it, but it's the highs and lows of our team. I expect us to win, but I just don't expect us to blow them off the field because Myles Garrett is going to be hunting to get this record in this game. So I expect them to throw everything they got at us in this game, which will probably slow down the offense. I mean, let's be honest. They have a good defense. They do. We can't not ignore that. So I don't expect us to just blow them off the field. I do expect us to win by maybe 10 points in this one. I could probably see it like a, I don't know, 24, 28, 10 type game, something like that. 24.
That's an 18-point win.
24. Yeah, I know. 24, like 24-14, something like that. It's gonna be within 10. I just don't see us blowing them off the field just because of the game they had the previous game, and Myles Garrett's trying to get it.
I do. I see him clearing this game with no problem, clearing that spread with no problem. The game, it's probably going to be on the over. I'd bet on the over.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Paulie here too. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like 33-10 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 21.
I mean, think 5 drives in a row, 5 touchdowns in a row against the Patriots.
Yeah, but
what do you think? What do you think they're going to do against the Browns? Yeah, but they don't have to pass. All they got to do is run.
No, I understand it, but that's the same thing. But you're missing. That was the same issue we had with Houston. We
Yeah,
but
the Bills
didn't do anything either.
But way different offense though. I think our defense is going to feast in this game. I really do. I think we're going to get a couple of turnovers in this game, a couple of short fields for the offense, and I think this game is going to get out of hand real quick. And McDermott's going to really try and flip the narrative a little bit that they can't be a first half team in this game.
You know, Myles Garrett needs 1 sack to break the record. Josh Allen needs 1 touchdown to hit 300 in his career, and he'll be the youngest quarterback ever to do that.
I mean, you do know the Bills are like what? They're 6-7 against the spread this season.
It doesn't matter. I really don't think that has much.
No, but we're talking betting line. So if they're 6 and 7, they're sub 500 against the spread. It's not a good bet.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of stupid though because they were favorites in all of
6-7.
the games they lost.
8-2.
which means they lose the spread.
Right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, but it's such a stupid statistic though, because in some of the other games, in almost every other one of the games they won, they easily covered. So if the Bills win, typically they cover because they'd be 6-2 then, right? Against the spread by that logic.
No,
Yeah.
but they're 6 and 7, which means that they even when they won games, they lost the spread. We've only got 4 losses. We're 6 and 7 against the spread.
We've played 14 games. How are we 6-7 against the spread?
I got it right here. Stats
We're
right
10
here.
and, we're 10-4.
They got 6 and 7 on here.
That's
right
wrong.
Right on the betting sites.
That's wrong.
Hey, I'm just going by what the statistics say.
I swear to God.
I'll send it to you.
Anyway, that's the second biggest line of the weekend. So yeah, I think I'm on the same page as Paulie here. I think we're gonna mop the floor with them. I don't see this being a close game. I really think McDermott's gonna really try and flip the narrative as much as he can with this game.
What's our point differential this year so far? Do we know? Does anyone have that up?
I can get it for you.
We'll find out.
I think they're going to win 21-10. And Greg Rousseau is going to have 2 sacks.
We're scoring over 30. We're going to have a defensive score, probably a special team score too.
87.
Going to be back?
87,
What?
Paulie.
Yeah, plus 87.
Plus 87.
Is Benford going to be back?
I think so.
There are 1, 2, 3 teams in the AFC ahead of us. Houston, Indy, and the Patriots. And just Seattle and the Rams in the NFC.
Yeah.
You might be right too about the special teams, Paulie, considering how close they've come to breaking them in several games.
The last 3 or 4 games, they've come real close. They've come like within a hair of breaking free, and that's going to happen in one of these games, at least one of the games.
No, they're saying, like I said, the Bills are averaging a plus 6.2 differential this season against teams.
Yep,
pretty good.
No, it's pretty good. It's not 11 good.
Yeah. So any final comments before we go around the league?
Yes, I do have one more comment, and I do want to shout out one player in the Bills that really doesn't get much credit is Shavers.
Yep, I
like Shavers. Been nothing. He's almost been a 4th tight end with his blocking, and especially the Pittsburgh game when we were missing our 2 tackles. You know, that guy, they put that guy in there, and like he was creating a lot for Cook and the other running backs to get through. And I just want to give that guy his roses because, you know, for a guy that barely made the team, he was a bubble guy in preseason, you know, who has been, you know, working hard to try to get his spot on this team. I think he's done really well in the past few weeks, especially in the blocking. You know, he learns how to catch a ball from Mr. Allen. And honestly, I think that's I think a reason why some receivers struggle with Josh because he does throw the ball really hard.
Also, I would like them to give him more opportunities to catch the ball. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Or opportunities over Coleman. I think he's earned opportunities over Coleman. I think he's earned opportunities over a couple guys.
And see, this is where somebody needs to question McDermott in those press conferences. I thought you said people earn their keep. And he's doing everything for some weird reason. I don't think he's done this with anybody, really, or any young players like this, where he's just completely given them every single opportunity and they have not proven anything. I don't think he's ever rode somebody this long, right?
I can't think of anybody.
Like, it's just weird. Like, he did that. Like, okay, let's put him out there again. Even in that game, he had a catch he could have made and he dropped it. It was a little bit of pass interference, but the ball went right into his hands and boom, right out of it. I just don't. I'm not sold on the kid. He's in my opinion, he's a fourth or fifth receiver on any roster.
Sure, I just wanted to give him his flowers, for the way he's played in the last, few games.
Are you talking about Shavers or Coleman?
Yeah, Shavers.
Yeah, I'm talking about Coleman.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, Coleman definitely needs. I don't know. I don't know what he needs.
Attitude adjustment.
An off season to think about his shit.
Well, he might have been overdrafted too. Don't forget that. Bean forced himself to have to get a wide receiver in the second round.
Yeah, no, I get it. It should have been worthy, 100%.
Well, they're very likely to get somebody, I think, in this upcoming offseason with all of the shit everybody has been giving Bean about getting a wide receiver. I have no doubt that's going to be their number one priority in the offseason.
Well, I think for sure they're going to jump up in the draft to get one, and I think they'll make a trade for one.
Yeah, there's going to be. I think there's going to be a ton of new weapons on the offensive side of the ball next year. I really think you're going to be looking at a drastically different team next year on the offensive side of the ball. So with that, let's go around the league, brought to you by Sean's Mustache. So we got a couple of games on Saturday this week. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Washington Commanders, who have decided to sit Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. And then we've got the 9-4-1 Packers visiting the 10-4 Chicago Bears. Any thoughts or feelings on either one of these games?
That
Packers Bears game's good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, hopefully, what happened to the Lions, man?
They're like Buffalo in the NFC, just no consistency.
Yeah,
we'll get to
the Bills seem to have more multiple game stretches of wins than Detroit, because it seemed like Detroit at one minute they can look like they're all world.
Yeah,
on both sides of the ball, not just one side, on both sides. And then all of a sudden there's games where you're just like, I don't know what's going on out here right now.
So that's why we're wrong on that, Mike.
Without losing those two coordinators.
That killed them. Whoever wins that Bears-Packers game, I have to imagine probably is going to win the division, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because Packers won the first matchup?
Yes.
Yep.
But I mean, like, I got to be honest with you. I think the Packers are done.
Yep.
Too many injuries. Too many injuries. Man.
Yep.
Way too many. Tucker Kraft is done. What's his Parsons is done. Watson is done. Like, I mean, that is really hard to come back from your top defensive end, your top tight end, your top wide receiver, all down. I mean, good luck, Green Bay. Good luck.
And
they all went down in that one game, right?
Two of them went down in one game. Kraft has been down for a while.
And let's not forget, Parsons they got a good defense, but Parsons took them over the top.
Yeah.
And without him, they're just back to being a good defense.
Then the 1 o'clock window, where our game is, really only has 1.5 games that actually have any meaning. And I say 1.5 because if the Eagles do beat the Commanders, which seems very likely, then the Chargers-Cowboys game doesn't really matter that much anymore. And I mean, for fantasy purposes, I'm kind of hoping Dallas has a big game. So I'm kind of hoping the Eagles lose. Cough, cough, Terrence Reese. But it would be also nice for us if the Cowboys could find a way to beat the Chargers. But the Chargers do have a pretty good defense. So I kind of foresee that being a lower scoring game.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Chargers are another weird team, though, because you don't know which version of them is going to show up.
Oh, yeah. And also, let's not forget, not to jump to other games, but it's almost like the same thing with Trevor Lawrence now. Now they're talking about how he's a great quarterback now. Now he's the quarterback that they've been wanting to see. All right, stop. Okay?
It's so funny.
How long has he been in the league?
They've been trashing him for the last 3 years, and now all of a sudden he's the greatest thing.
I mean, he has a couple of good games stretched, and all of a sudden he's the top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop. Okay, let's relax. Let's see.
It was also it was also 6 touchdowns against the Jets. So yeah, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Sean could throw 3 touchdowns against the Jets. So
what do you mean, like John?
But the other game in the 1 o'clock window, the one that has any significance at all, is the 7-7 Buccaneers playing the 7-7 Carolina Panthers. Basically, will determine the winner of that division.
Yep. I think Panthers win.
I do too.
I
do too.
I think the Panthers pull it out.
I mean,
I need to because I got Dowdle playing, Mike.
The fact that the Panthers had an opportunity to do it last week and blew it is just. Hopefully, they can get it done this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Panthers have been sneaking up on quite a few NFC teams.
Yep.
And you got a whole stack of games that don't matter at all. Minnesota and New York, the Jets and the Saints, the Bengals and the Dolphins, the Chiefs and the Titans, Atlanta and Arizona. None of these games particularly matter all that much.
I heard that Miami was shutting Tua down for the year. Is that true?
Yes. Miami is shutting down Tua. They are bringing what's his name? Quinn Ewers or whatever?
Yeah, the guy that didn't he play against us and that when he got hurt last year when Tua got hurt? Is that the kid that played against us?
No, that was Skyler that played against
Skyler. Oh, that's right. That's Skyler.
Thompson.
I guess the question about why I asked that is, do you guys think this is the end of Tua in Miami?
Absolutely.
In Miami, yes.
Yes.
In Miami, yes. They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
They're going to take the Broncos model where, they got rid of Russell Wilson at a huge cost that they're still paying.
You know what? He'll be a Colt next year.
You think?
Yeah, indoor stadium. Yeah.
Backing up Danny Dimes.
And every single one of those teams that's in that division is Southern, Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee. He'll be a Colt next year. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, you could be right with that. And the only problem is they would have to change their wide receivers for him. That's the only problem because he needs specific wide receivers, and they need a specific offense. He can't run an offense.
It's just a thought. It's just a thought. If he goes anywhere, if he goes anywhere, that's a great spot for him.
Yeah, I don't think he even started there though, because I think they're going to re-sign Danny Dimes.
We'll see.
Yeah, they were talking about that before he got hurt, weren't they?
Yeah, I think he earned it.
Yeah. Well, he did the same thing with the Giants, and he got rid of him a year later because he couldn't hold himself together. That's pretty much what happens with Darnold. He's going to be a Darnold. That's what he's going to be.
Yeah. We have a bunch of good games in the 4:00 window. Houston is a huge favorite over the Raiders. They'll probably blow them out because I think the Raiders are the worst team in the league. But then you've got Jacksonville visiting Denver. That is huge for the AFC playoff standings.
Yep.
Who do we want to win that game?
Jacksonville.
Probably Jacksonville, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Need Jacksonville to win that one. I don't want to. Like you said, I don't mind them playing Houston here. I don't want to see them regardless, though. I do not.
And it would keep us alive for the bye if we win.
Yeah.
And it would also keep Houston out of winning the division too.
Yeah.
Which we probably don't want Houston to have a home playoff game. So, yeah, I would agree with that. Then you've got the Steelers and the Lions. That should be interesting, no?
I think the Lions went the floor with them. But I fall into this trap every year where I'm like, yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who cares? They're not good.
Right?
It's not even Rodgers. It's that team for some reason has a habit of just sticking around and making the playoffs when they shouldn't. They're like the Boston Bruins of the NFL.
Yeah, they just have no idea how they do it. No idea how they do it every year.
Yeah,
it's that Tomlin playoff magic, the job-saving magic.
Well, they win. If the Steelers win this game, they have another year of having a winning season, so it would get them to 9.
Yep.
And then that takes us to the nightcap, which will be a big one for us. The New England Patriots visiting the Baltimore Ravens.
That's going to be the most watched game in Buffalo, New York.
Yep.
Go Baltimore.
Baltimore is still in play for the division, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because assuming the Steelers lose and assuming the Ravens win, both teams would be 8-7. The Steelers do have the tiebreaker. The Steelers finish out their season, I believe, with who do they have? Cleveland next week, and then they finish up against Baltimore that last week of the season in Pittsburgh.
It's gonna be
And
for the
then
division.
That's gonna be a Sunday night game.
Oh yeah.
well, it depends. If Baltimore doesn't find a way, then then
Or a
no.
Saturday night. It could be a Saturday night game too.
Who does Baltimore have next week? Baltimore has I don't know. Baltimore has Green Bay next week. So if the Steelers win against Detroit and they win against Cleveland, then that game doesn't matter.
Right.
Now from next week until the divisional round of the playoffs, we have Saturday games.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
keep that in mind too.
Yeah, next week there's 3 games on Christmas, which I bet the NFL is like killing themselves now that they don't have Mahomes in the night slot for that Christmas game anymore, huh?
Oh man.
Who is
What
that
a
night
wait.
game?
That game's gonna be
It's gonna be gross. Denver and Kansas City. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
in order to stay face, they can't swap a game out either.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be gross. And then you've got 2 Saturday games, Houston and the Chargers. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Houston and the Chargers next week, and then Baltimore and Green Bay, and then Jacksonville, Indy, Bills, Eagles. Yeah, that's about it.
That's your Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I kind of think the Eagles are going to get bounced in the first round. They're another team that just kind of seems like a mess.
They're fraudy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
I could see a team like San Francisco or Green Bay going into Philadelphia and beating them.
Whoa. San Francisco won't do it. I can see Green Bay. But San
Dude,
Francisco will not
you know what,
travel.
dude? San Francisco, we're talking about this. San Francisco still has a shot at being the 1 seed.
Ain't that
Yep.
crazy? Ain't that crazy?
All they need to do is win out, and they're the 1 seed.
This is
It's
a crazy season when you think about it, as far as the playoff race is concerned, because there really is no race this year. All the teams are pretty much set. How many teams do we still have in the hunt in the AFC? 1, 2,
You've got
and then 3 in the NFC.
Indy and Baltimore are technically still in the hunt. Baltimore only for their division, and Indy for the final wild card spot, but they would need to win out and get help. In the NFC, it is Dallas, but they could be eliminated this weekend, and Detroit. And then technically Tampa or Carolina.
Yeah, so this is like the lowest amount of teams in the hunt bracket at this point in the season, I think, in a long time. Also, another interesting part of this season is there is the potential, if the Bills do not win the division, what it's looking like right now is all new division winners. All 8 divisions are going to have different division winners this year than they did last year. And then one last crazy stat about the playoffs is, I know the Bills haven't officially clinched a berth yet, but they're greater than 99%, I think, at this point. Should the Bills clinch, they will be the only team, the longest tenured playoff team at 6 in a row. No other team active in the playoffs, with Kansas City dropping off. They were right there with the Bills, either at 6 or 7.
Yep. Again, you got to do it this year, boys.
We're going to be the longest tenured playoff team in the league, and that says something.
Yeah. Wild card weekend, Josh Allen is going to come and ball out like he does every year.
Well,
I can't wait for that game against the Steelers. So we can smoke them. I'm gonna smoke them.
Wait for that game against the Steelers. Oh,
Bills are gonna beat them by like 40. It's gonna be gross.
I'm interested with that game. Do Steeler fans sell their tickets to Bills fans? Majority of them.
Playoffs? No, I would say no to the playoffs, but I would say yes to a regular season game.
But I'm saying though, like here, certain people like to get rid of their tickets for these type of situations. You just know your team. This is how fan bases are, and I'm just wondering You can make money off of this game if you're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you probably could make a lot of money off of these tickets. Yeah, so I mean, if you're all your diehards will probably go, but people who don't really care, and people who probably are like, yeah, we're gonna get killed. I could make $1,500 off of my per ticket. Yeah.
Listen, I would love to go to that Pittsburgh game with the Bills. Would love to
The
go.
the Jets game is currently the value of the Jets game has risen significantly in the last couple of weeks as people start realizing that it may be the actual last game at the stadium.
Yep. Well, we're almost there, gentlemen. We're almost there.
Almost there, boys.
End of an era.
That is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, smash that like and subscribe button, and please, please, please leave your comments down below. We read and respond to all of them, and we appreciate all the feedback we've gotten. We've gotten a lot of feedback. Our channel has been growing, and we appreciate you guys all so much. So thank you so much, as always. Have yourselves a fantastic evening. Go Bills, and take care.